meteorologist Mark Molnar with a quick weather update. This is February 11th, 2013. So let's get right into it. This is the snowfall map that I'm expecting for Thursday across the mid-Atlantic. Take a look at the snowfall amounts. We have snowfall of about 4 to 6 inches from about Washington, D.C. up to New York City. This will be a moderate snowfall event and 1 to 3 inches outside of that range. So that's what we're looking at. I'm not impressed with the dynamics of this system. The Euro and the NAM are bringing the system right up across central Virginia and on up through just east of New York City and then heading on out to sea and not affecting New England very much. So that's what we're looking at for this system across the area. You can see the flow pattern, the jet stream. This is what will be keeping these systems moving along at a pretty good clip and not really amount to much. I'm not going to get to the weekend storm because that is pretty far out for this forecast period. But other than that, we're going to be looking at that possible snowfall across the mid-Atlantic. Let's take a look at some of the problems, the weather hazards that we're going to be looking at for the next several days. One of those will be temperatures. We're not looking at too much in the way of temperatures across the eastern United States. Things are going to be pretty marginal. In fact, it'll be across the mid-Atlantic that we see the coldest temperatures, and out west here, that's where we'll see very temperate temperatures. Now, as far as precipitation across the nation, we're not looking at a whole lot the next several days. In fact, we're looking at a pattern that is very zonal. And we're not going to see a lot of troughs. We have mainly the southeast here. That's where we're going to get into the act of some severe weather. And right now, this is where we have ongoing severe weather across the southern states, and that will continue. And here in the northwest, that's where we're going to see a system moving onshore in the northwest. But I am going to be focused here across the southeastern states with this severe weather outbreak. Let's take a look at the current radar and some of the, here you go. Here's the system here in the southeast, and this will be the system that will be riding up along the southern Appalachians and heading on out through Virginia and out to sea, and could spread that stripe of 4 to 6 inches of snow across the mid-Atlantic. So that's what we're looking at here. Severe weather will continue across the southern states here, northern Florida, southern Georgia, southern South Carolina. These areas will likely see the continuation of thunderstorms. Let's take a look at the greatest risk of severe weather. That will lie here in the southeastern states. So beware, tornadoes are a risk, but mainly damaging winds and large hail. So other than that, the pattern is very zonal. Let's take a look at the pattern. Very zonal across the lower 48. That means systems will continue to ride very quickly along these jet stream patterns, and we won't see very big storms. However, that could change later on this weekend as we get a more amplified pattern. Here's the North Atlantic Oscillation Index. You can see things have really been staying fairly consistent with this, as well as the Arctic Oscillation is lower, but we're not looking at anything major. But then by the weekend, that's where we could start be turning negative, and that will get the pattern more amplified and more damaging systems possibly to the East Coast. I say possible because we have seen this before in some of the long-range models like the GFS, and we don't always see exactly what we're seeing weeks before. So once the event comes and goes, it's not usually as bad. And the GFS never did pick up on that blizzard in the northeastern states because it just simply, the Euro was the best of the major 3 to 4 models. So we're going to continue to follow the Euro model here. The Euro model is continuing to shift that Thursday system in the mid-Atlantic further north. And of course the weekend storm. I'll give you a sneak peek of the weekend storm here. Let's take a look at that quick. Here we have the jet stream, the pattern, 500 millibar heights. And now you can see the jet stream riding up the east coast. And this is where we could get a low pressure system moving up the east coast. And these areas that I have shaded could get significant snow, and I mention could because the certainty of the system is very low. Confidence is very low on this system at this time. So the fact that I'm not even mentioning it right now says something in itself. I'm more focused on Thursday's moderate snow event here for the Mid-Atlantic. We're not gonna. This system for the Mid-Atlantic is not gonna be major, so don't worry too much about it at the current time. But things could go downhill in a way because some of these areas have not seen significant snows so far this winter. Other than that, we'll get through one system at a time. We'll be in a more active pattern, but like I says, the models, the long-range models, have not been very good this winter. So we're going to continue to look at these trends. I'm meteorologist Mark Molnar. Like us on Facebook at MeteoMark. Don't forget to subscribe to us at YouTube at MeteoMark.com. And here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania.